Let's not be judgmental, baby. Loving you. I don't ever wanna stop loving you, boy. So don't you ever stop giving me joy. I'll be gentle, please be very gentle when I'm loving you.
When I'm loving you,
Loving you.
when I'm loving you,
Holding you.
wanting to please you.
When you're lying next to me, baby, you got me calling, calling your name, yeah. You got me.
Baby, you got me.
I'm wanting you, I'm needing you, I'm calling you. I don't ever wanna stop loving you, boy. So don't you ever stop giving me joy. Please be very gentle when I'm loving you.
When I'm loving you,
When I'm loving you. Hey, you guys, it's your girl Kottyn Campbell, and we are live with me. As you can see, I still do a little bit of singing, because I still do it. I love it. You know, I'm starting to think that Candy Burris got it from me, because I've been doing that a long time. Then she got her show, and then she does the speak on it. But I've been doing the I just sing everything as soon as I pop on. I think it's the artist or the entertainer in me to want to, I don't know, I think I'm just excited and happy to be on the show or be on live or be doing something, or, you know, this is just what it is, you know. So don't think I'm crazy. Don't think I'm crazy. I'm not. I just enjoy what it is that I do. I really do. So I hope you enjoy it as well. But guess what? It's National Poetry Month, okay? And it's April 1st, you know, and so we're here, National Poetry Month. Can't help it. And so I wanted to celebrate this month. So I have a lot of amazing people that are coming on this month. I got GPA. I got Fabulous Feed that's going to be on this month. I got Juan the Black Diamond that's going to be on this month. Miss Spirit, and a host of other poets that I can up. But next week coming up is Carl. He'll be on next Sunday, April the 7th. So yes, this is going to be an exciting month for me, or for the team at the end of the day, for all of us. So just make sure you tune in, listen to the show. If you don't get a chance to catch it, just go to Spotify or iHeart or Amazon Music. I'm on those media platforms as well. You can catch it. Just check me out. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Is check me out. So I'm gonna be doing some poetry tonight, and so I hope you get a chance to tune in, jump in, see what it is that I'm doing. I've got my I Belong to You poetry book of poetry. And then we got Why I Broke Up with God. This is not a book of poetry. But I wanted to start me off with National Poetry Month, because sometimes as poets and as artists, sometimes we have that moment where it's like, you know what, I just want to quit. But then there's that artist in us, that creativity in us that says, I can't quit. I really don't want to quit, because we have this creative mindset that just never stops, to be honest. It just doesn't. It doesn't stop. I think even, as people get older and older, the creativity just gets better. So we can't stop. We're addicted. It's like, I've never been on drugs, so I can't say that. I was trying to think of something that I'm addicted to, and that's all I could say. But it's an addiction. It's kind of, I would say it's an addiction, because you just never stop. Like, you never want to stop, to be honest. And but I'm gonna jump into some of my poetry right now. And first, what I want to do is play a track. That's what I'm gonna do, so that I can prepare myself, because I will do some live poetry tonight for sure. But I want to play a track of mine that I like, that I, one of the ones I did. It's been a while. I was giving it out. I was giving some of these tracks out on a CD, and I was giving them away from free, of course, because the music isn't mine, but the words are. So I didn't want to sell anybody's stuff, because that part doesn't belong to me. But the next CD that comes up, guess what? It is mine. All of it, because it will be all original music. But here we go. We're going to play this next track. I'm going to stop talking. We're going to play this next track, Kottyn Campbell, and this track is called Stalkerish.
You should never have said hello to me.
Let me turn it up.
I want to know what it's like to lay next to you and think of nothing. I want to know what it's like to watch you sleep. I want to know how many times your heart beats while you dream, if you snore while you sleep, if you think of me when you breathe. I want to peek at you while you shower. I want to steal your towel. Hide in your closet just to be close to you. I want to peek through your window, sneak out your back door. Hide in your car, be wherever you are. Spray your cologne on parts of my body, because I need to have you with me at all times. You won't call the police because you enjoy my crazy. You need to feel needed. Somehow you feel completed. Because she hasn't been feeding, and she don't even know that you're needing. I peek through your window, I stare when I see you. I hang out under your bed just to be near you. I sleep in your clothes and nobody knows my secret. Breakfast is ready for you to eat, even though you're still asleep. You don't know for sure if it's even me, but you know I'm something you need. I'm your stalker, and I'm never too far away. Stalkerish. Softly spoken.
That track is titled Stalkerish. That's been a minute since I did that, and I've never rehearsed it. So if you ask me to do it on stage, it probably won't happen, not without paper. unless I have a good enough time in advance to do some rehearsing of that track. But it's one of my favorites, and I think when I first put it out, um, a lot of people really, really, really liked that track. It is up on YouTube though. That track is on YouTube. You can Google it if you wanna, or you can inbox me and I can send it to you. But of course, the music in the background is SWV. It is not my music. The words are mine. The music belongs to somebody else. I just want to make that clear. So I didn't sell the CD. I gave away the CD. And I still give them out periodically. I haven't done it in a while, but I do still give those out. What made me write that track was I wanted to do something different with stalking because I've been stalked, and it's a scary feeling. It's a very, very scary feeling. So, and then when you have the police pull up to think that it's a domestic type of situation when you don't even know the person and they're not really listening to you, they just kind of think that, oh, so you guys got into an argument and now you don't want him at your house. No, I don't know this fool. Like, I don't know him. He just saw me in the apartment complex and was, following me, and I didn't realize he was watching me. It's a very scary type of situation. So, of course, it ended with him just going away altogether because I did let him know that I would continue. I would call the police and have him arrested if he didn't stop, because he showed up at my door a few times uninvited, and I didn't even know he knew where I lived. So it's one of those things, you see somebody in passing, you speak, and you keep going, and next thing you know, they're knocking on your door. Hey, what? And it could have been worse. It could have been something different. I had my kids, it's a different type of situation. You have to be careful. But so I went with that, saying all that to say is when I thought back on that moment, I just wanted to make it something different. That's why it's called Stalker-ish, because she really likes this guy, and he don't even really know that she likes him until he starts seeing her like popping up. But she's doing all these things that he needs in his life, like cooking for him and making sure that his house is together, and running his bath water, whatever else I said in that. So yeah, it's a. But when people listen to it, it's the funniest thing is when people were listening to it, they were like, so how can I be stalked like that? I was just like, y'all are funny, but okay. It looks like I have a caller 678. Let me see. Caller 678, your mic is open. Did you have a question or comment?
You should know who this is.
Hey, Michael.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's okay. So, there's a little misunderstanding. Some folks will think that's a different story. But going by what you just played, well, that's kind of spooky, because the thing is that the music is like, it's like where you're gonna have a good time with a stalker. I don't think so. But when you say, when you played it, I was like, okay, because normally when you're watching a movie or TV show and there's a scene of stalker, right? It's like that dun 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 type thing, right?
Yeah.
Not in what you just did. It was more like a laid back, like a rude vibe, and I'm like, okay. But now that could go both ways, not just for a female, but for a male, because there are female stalkers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that one there?
You said they're female stalkers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the movie. And we've seen the stories, and we've seen stuff, in the news of individuals who have stalked males. And not to just, when I'm saying that, I'm not trying to change the whole script. But I'm just saying in general, there's stalkers of both male and female. I know an individual who had made a claim that this person was stalking them. They felt uncomfortable with them because they just would pop up, out of nowhere. You have to kind of understand how does a stalker work. Is it always a situation of where a stalker is actually is it coincidental that they're in the same area? Let's say if you live in the same area. Okay, is it coincidental that you're at the grocery store at the same time? I run into person I work with at the same time. They might look at it this is where they might think, are you stalking me? I'm just saying that can you clarify what are signs of stalking, as folks may look at it. But I did like the storyline that you did post there and the music.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I wrote this a while ago, and so when I decided to do it, I wanted to do something different because there are people out there that are stalked, and it doesn't always. Sometimes it ends well, and sometimes it doesn't. Men don't immediately report that type of stuff. Women typically will. And so that's why she's stalking him and he's not stalking her in that particular poem. So
interesting poem though. It's interesting because it makes you think of, what I'm saying, it made me think of different ways, but I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that was very interesting.
It's
really was, because I did get a lot out of that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones when I think when I wrote it, I wanted it to be sensual sexy. I wanted it to sound more about, even though she's technically stalking him, I wanted it to be more kind of about her loving him. Like she loves this dude, and to prove to
interest in him.
Yeah, it's a huge interest. And to prove that, she's cooking for him while he's sleeping and just leaving the food, making sure he's good, so when I put it out there, it was like
bringing him over. She's bringing over dinner and everything.
Yeah, she's
accepting it.
Yeah.
And again, he's not feeling what's really going on in her head.
Right, but
because
because in this particular poem, he's not even sure if it's really her. He just knows it's somebody. So he doesn't know who the woman is. He just knows that
she's a secret squirrel.
Basically, yes. Yeah. So in this particular scenario, he has a woman. So in his mind, it could be her. He just hasn't, brought it to the forefront just in case it's not her. So yeah, that's one of those. I kind of wanted to I wanted it to be a little mysterious too at the same time. So, like
apparently it's working.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it is mysterious.
Yeah. So I try to, in my poetry, I try to be a little mysterious when it comes to the relationship aspect, depending on the topic of the relationship. If it's If it's something that's leaning towards sexuality, I like for it to be there, to be a little mystery there. Because as we know, it ain't a lot of mystery in sexuality these days. So, but I've always written that way. So that's my style of when I talk about sexuality. I like there to be a little mystery there. Like you're not sure. It could go any way. It could go anyway. Like this poem that I wrote. I've written poems for people who requested it, and the guy said I want a poem about my love, and I said, okay, tell me something about your love. He starts describing his love, and guess what his love was? Instruments. So
his love was what?
Instruments. Music.
Oh, okay.
So I wrote a poem. Instrumental, yeah. So I wrote the poem, and I was speaking as though I was speaking about a woman, but I talked about the keys of the piano, and I talked about the horn and the trumpet and things like that. And so he was very pleased with it, of course. But it just, if you listen to it, you don't know for sure if he's talking about a woman or if he's really talking about like the way that I wrote it, you wasn't sure if he was really talking about a woman, because some people, people that did read it, they were like, and I think he had a girlfriend or a wife or something at the time, and she wasn't sure. She thought that he was talking about a woman. It's like, no, he's talking about his instruments, because he's a musician, so he was talking about. He's talking about his instruments, and there are people that have those things. So poetry is one of those things that's just, I think, and then I say this to people, that poetry, everybody has a little poem in them somewhere, because all you're doing is telling a story of something you're passionate about. And it doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to have a bunch of soliloquies. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be complicated. It could be something very simplistic, So we all have that.
Very true. Yeah. That's very true.
So
I can agree with you 1,000% on that.
Yeah. So, what I've been, I can share this with you because you'll understand, you'll know what I'm talking about. I have been working on trying to figure out how to implement you and I in my poem, in one of my poems.
Uh-oh. I'm going to put myself on mute.
I have been working on that for so long. I was just singing this song yesterday, and I said, I gotta figure out how to just, because it's just a little, I always just use just a little snippet, like with Vivian Green's song, I added to my truth. Last night I cried, tossed and turned, woke up with dry eyes, my mind was racing. So I use that in the beginning of my truth poem. But this you and I every time I hear it, I just always say only O'Brien could do it. I have not heard another person that could remake that song at all. I try to just like imagine it in my head, like who could, anybody? Because like Tyrese did Lately, he redid Lately, which I thought was, he did a really good job. And then Anita Baker did it. She did a great job. But You and I is just one of those songs I don't think anybody would ever be able to remake, and I would be satisfied. Ever. But I still want to use just a little snippet, that here we are on earth together, it's you and I. Us made us fall in love, it's true. I've been playing with just to add a little bit what part I want to add into to my poem, because I have a lot, so I'm still working on that. But Don't tell that to O'Brien yet, because he might try to hold me to the fire or something. I don't.
Well, that's interesting that you want to do that first and foremost, which you want to do. But when you take, in my opinion, when you take certain words from the lyrical line, okay, in my opinion,
90 seconds.
the chorus of it, but certain key lyrical parts for you to add, probably add what you're thinking based on those words in the song. You follow me?
Yeah.
Because that's a very deep song. That is. That's class. You know, so when you go through the whole song and listen to everything
60 seconds
down and take bits and pieces and incorporate your thought process on those particular parts of that song, that's where you're sitting.
Yeah.
In my.
Yeah. I said to myself, I said, I wouldn't do the whole song. I just wanted to implement a little snippet in there that where it sounds good, like, because there's no matching O'Brien's voice for that song. I'm telling you, Michael, I even listened to Michael Evans. What is the man's real name? I can't even think of his real name right now. I listened to his rendition of it in
10 seconds.
in Good Times, and still, you know, I'm like, okay, he did okay. Still, he did okay, but I'm still not. You're still not satisfied. Like
You're not feeling.
No, there's no, and that's why I said.
And well, here's the thing too, that Larry, and I'll say this: I've always been strict. You know, I love. You know, I know a lot about. I have a library.
Yeah.
A crazy library. R&B to rock and roll, country and western, classical. I listen to all of them. I really do. I've always had all my life. And I just appreciate the sound, the so amazing. When you think about it, the only thing that people in this world have in common is one thing: eating food, listening to food. That's it. Correct if I'm wrong.
That's true. This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
I've come to that, to that reality.
Yeah.
People in the world love to eat and listen to music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter where the music comes from. If it's good, they're going to like it.
Man.
If it's in their language, it don't matter. Or if it's not in their language, they're going to like it.
They're going to love
and someone's going to record
Yeah.
a version of it in their language.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That's reality.
That's true. That is true.
I'll never forget my sister and my brother-in-law were in the military. They were, I'm going to try to make this quick. They were in the Air Force. And I remember visiting them years ago. And they had albums they purchased in Japan. They moved back here to the States, right? And they had albums of the 3 Degrees. Do you remember them?
Yes.
And 3 Degrees had a song called "When Will I See You Again?"
Yes.
Major hit.
I was just listening to that
And
the other day.
I looked at the album cover. It's the same photo of them as what was sold here in the States, but the wording was in Japanese.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law put the record on. Yeah. I'm not making fun of it, but I'm like, what the hell? Same music.
Yeah.
Nothing different. I'm like, what the hell? I said, yeah. #1 hit in Japan.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's a fact.
yeah, and that's true. That's true because I've heard some. I think I even heard a
And this
Tony
was back in the
Braxton song. I
70s
said,
now. This was back in the 70s. Or, I'm sorry, late 70s, early 80s.
"Oh,
when I
okay."
heard that album. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
When I heard, I was in a club years ago, and it was a reggae club. I don't really care for reggae like that, but my friend wanted me to go, so we were in there, and all of a sudden I hear this Tony Braxton song. I said, "Is that Tony Braxton in reggae form?" And they also played house music. So then there was another Tony Braxton song that they played where it was sped up really fast, and I don't even remember the song, but I just know I didn't like it. I said, okay, yeah, I can't really. I'm not a house music person. I'm not big on reggae, so
Right.
those two don't work for me very well. But just to touch base on what you were saying, like it's a lot of they love it. They put it in these different
Mhm.
languages, and then they go #1.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, you know what? For me at my age, I'm 62 years old. I used to be a DJ, and I'm like, to me, house music is just a revamp of disco. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just disco,
That is true.
and it just has extra licks to the drum because disco always had that and that hi hat type thing. But now house is pretty much the same thing. It's a tempo. They add certain sounds, and now they say, "Oh, it's house."
Yeah.
Where they have the drums on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stuff like that. I'm like, so, damn it, I could play a Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive, and they have a version of it that I hear all the time on my job. And I'm like, and they're like saying, "Oh, that's house." No, it isn't. It's disco.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, when disco came out, it was very popular, but it had a short life. And folks were very much against disco because you had rock and roll, R&B, and disco was a big thing, right?
Yeah.
But all we did is just we turned around and accepted it and called it house.
Yeah.
Damn thing.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
Everything circles back. I think
Mhm.
including music, it circles back. So, just
music repeats itself
yeah.
at some form, some fashion.
Yeah.
And I'll quickly say this: that where I was told by a very top musician that where there's only so many chords, and when it comes to playing the piano, there's only so many chords you can play. It's all about how you structure them. That makes a song. And I had to start listening and this bit. I'm like, because I saw where they showed me where this song sounds like that song. But if I change it and slower, if I change the structure of the chord, it sounds like a different song. But it's the same chord.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, that's interesting. But that's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can only reinvent the car so many times.
Well.
So that's the thing with music.
Yeah, that's true. But look how many times they have utilized Betty Wright's song, the Isley Brothers song. Like I don't know, there's so many different Shaka Khan's, some of Shaka Khan's songs. Like they have used those melodies and that music over and over, and it'll never stop. And because my son was listening to a song one day, and he was like, he was just jamming. I say, yep. I say, yeah, that's John B. He was like, what, Mom? I said, yeah, that's John B. Made that. That's a remake. He's like, "What, Mom?" So I played the
Mm-hmm.
original for him. He was like, "Wow!" Like he was just blown back. Like he's 20 something, and he was just blown back to the
Hello.
fact that he had been listening to this song this whole time and didn't know that it was a remake, of somebody else's music from
Of,
like
of,
10
of,
years ago.
thank you. Yeah.
So I
It's funny
said,
that you shared that because my son did that many years ago when it was TLC. It Get It Up, right?
"Yeah,
And my son at the time he was 8 years old. My son's in his 40s, right? And he was like, "Yeah, Dad, that's the jam." I said, that's an old song. I said, "No, it ain't. That's brand new." I said, "No, it's brand new to you."
yes, brand
I
new,
said, "But
brand new to
that's what it is."
you."
He could understand. I said, "Son, I'm telling you, am I not your dad?" And I had to go and dig into my freaking album collection and play the time Get It Up for him. And he was in shock and awe.
Yeah,
He was like, "Wow." I said, "Yeah, it's the same song. They just remade it.
yeah, yeah.
That's all." Even on my job, there was an area where some of the young people would play like Tupac or Biggie and everything, and they would play songs like what was the one by Biggie? More Money, More Problems.
Yeah.
Okay, and they had a sample of Diana Ross. I'm coming
Yeah.
out, and I'm like, that's a,
Yeah.
and then he had one where he used the Ozzy Brothers, People
Yeah.
in the Sheep,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, you guys do know these are samples from old school
Other-
classics, right?
Yeah.
R&B. No, so I had to excuse my language, fuck them up. I actually brought in, or I actually loaded up a bunch of stuff on my phone and played the original version. You should have seen the look on their face. They never heard the original version in their life, in their entire lifetime.
That's why I say,
I said, yeah.
it comes back around, and we somebody said Diddy stole that music. um
Well,
I mean,
when it comes to that one track, when it comes to that one, I'll Be Missing You, there was a story out there. I don't know how true it is, but according to what I've read, that it is true that he didn't get permission from the team to actually use that, and that team is getting paid a good amount of royalty every time that song.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not sure if that's true.
I'm
Okay,
sure.
but if that's the case, then yeah, then you should get paid for that if he did not go through the right channel, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But Diddy's gonna make money, team's gonna make money, still doesn't matter because radio stations are still playing the song. They're being played in all kinds of grocery stores and stuff like that around the world.
Yeah.
So everybody's happy.
Yeah. Yeah, because and the other side to them sampling the music and utilizing the music. The good thing is that I think is that the new generation is actually getting to hear some good music. Whatever they're adding to it is whatever they're adding to it. But that was, prior to this new era, the music was good. 70s, 80s, 90s, the music was phenomenal. The music was great. And now it's just different.
The era you're talking about, to be honest, was the last era of real musicians.
Yeah.
And I say that for a reason. Because you had real musicians, you had real bass players. You can go on social media now and see, and I know these great bass players would pass away. People posted, like Louis Johnson of Brother Johnson. One of the most awesome bass players in our life. Birdie White, who's still alive, great bass.
Yeah.
A lot of the music we have now is just where it's monotonous. It's the same bass line, or it's like boom, 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 boom. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
There's no creativity. There's nothing keyboard. There's nothing strings or nothing. It's just a beat and a sound. Not, you know, it's not something where it's with. I'm trying to say the right word, but where it's, you know, where you look at it like, wow, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Prince, when he did one of his, I come to find out just recently, there's 3 bass lines on that one song, and it's alphabet street.
Mm-hmm.
Prince did that on purpose. He would bend the tone and this, that, and the other on purpose to make his music sound different and different. Did you know that when Doves Cry actually had a bass line?
Mm-mm.
He actually played a bass line and decided, no. Now think about the song When Doves Cry. There's no bass.
That was my song, man.
There's no bass. It's basically all drum, keyboard, and guitar. That's it.
Man.
And a major hit.
Okay.
No bass line.
That was.
Next time you listen to it.
Boy, I'm gonna have to go listen to that song. I ain't listened to Doves Cry in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to listen to that. Brings back memories.
That's creativity.
That is creativity. Well, I'm gonna have to end the show because I gotta get ready for work.
Okay, well, I'm sorry for talking your ear off.
No, it's good. It was great. It was great that you came on. I'm glad you got a chance to come on to the show. I appreciate it. Those that are
I appreciate you sharing it on TMGS. You're more than welcome to do it anytime you want to. Hey, it's great. I'd love for folks to be able to chime into whenever you're on air, and that's all.
Ron told me to tell you hello.
Ron
Hamilton.
Hey, Ron, what's up, man? Hello.
He's listening to the show.
I remember Ron.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I appreciate that because I'm trying to get better at everything that I'm doing, and so, I want to. I'll probably call you maybe Friday or something when you're not busy, and maybe chat with you for a minute about something else. But that's when I'll have time to chat.
Real quick. I don't want to talk his business on air, but the best time to catch me is early Saturdays and on Tuesdays are best days to catch me when I'm
Tuesday.
Like
I'll call you on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Saturdays. But hey, look, summertime is coming. A lot of artists are booking gigs. They definitely want to talk to folks and promote them. And that's what I've been working on, is doing that.
Yeah.
And, trust me, this summer is going to be off the chain. There's so many geeks that are doing so many shows. And I fortunately met a concert promoter, female concert promoter. She's off the chain. She's awesome. She's got a lot of folks coming up throughout the United States. Yeah, I'm just being honest. Throughout the United States. She is just amazing.
Oh.
So, yes, let's have a conversation.
Cool. Hey guys, this is your girl Kottyn Campbell. Thanks for joining the show. Let's talk about it. Reintroducing the softest voice, which is myself. Thank you, Michael Gay, for tuning in, and those other people that called in and are listening out there. We appreciate you. God bless you. You know my motto: peace, love, and loyalty. God before man, spirit before flesh, and love before hate. You can catch me on all my social media platforms: IG, TikTok, Facebook. You can catch me there. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Amazon Music and a host of other musical media platforms. So catch us. Catch us there. Thank you for joining the show, Reintroducing the Softest Voice. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
God bless.
Girl, I understand that your body needs attention, and I don't wanna take away from your body's perfection by being too rough. It's not enough to just be gentle, so don't wanna make it hard, 'cause it's all way too simple. Oh, yeah.
Your body needs attention, and I wanna take away all your body's aggression, but don't be too rough. I love it fast and soft and gentle. Don't wanna make it hard, 'cause it's always too simple, baby.
I never wanna stop loving you, girl, so don't you ever stop being in my world.
I don't ever wanna stop loving you, boy, so don't you ever stop giving me joy.
I'll be gentle
Please be very gentle
when I'm loving you. When I'm loving you.
Boy,
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.